In the heart of this urban labyrinth, a legend whispers through the cold, canyons. They say every night, a spectral vehicle emerges. Exactly at 11:45 p.m., a bus appears. It has no route number, no scheduled stops, and it never reaches a destination in this world. An ancient, rusted vessel of blue metal and glowing headlights, it glides through the thick, unnatural fog that swallows the light whole. The doors creak open with a sound like grinding metal, inviting the desperate and the lost into its dim, yellow-lit interior. Meet Ian, an ordinary man, exhausted from a long day, checking his phone in the absolute silence of the midnight hour. The metro had long since closed, leaving him stranded in a part of town that suddenly felt terrifyingly unfamiliar and quiet. Then, out of the swirling mist, the headlights cut through the dark. A bus rattled to a halt, the signboard flickering. Last stop. It was his only hope of getting home. But in his gut, he felt a sudden chill that had nothing to do with the night. He hesitated, his hand hovering over the rail. But the fear of the dark street outweighed the unease of the ride. He stepped up. With a heavy, final thud, the doors slammed shut behind him. There was no turning back. The journey had truly begun. The bus was almost full. Rows of passengers sat in the flickering light. But something about the atmosphere was deeply wrong. No one was talking. No one was scrolling on their phones. Not a single person was blinking. The silence was absolute and heavy. Ian took a seat at the back, his heart hammering against his ribs. He watched the passengers, waiting for any sign of life. But as the bus sped through the featureless dark, he realized the terrifying truth. No one on this bus was actually breathing. He reached out a trembling hand, tapping the shoulder of the man in front of him. The body tilted sideways, stiff as a doll. The eyes were wide, vacant, and glazed over. Every single passenger on this bus was dead, and he was trapped among them.
"Stop the bus! Open the door right now! I need to get off!"
He banged on the driver's glass partition, his voice cracking with desperation. But the driver remained a motionless silhouette against the road. Outside, the city had vanished. The bus was speeding through a black, desolate landscape where the stars themselves seemed to have gone out. Finally, the bus driver began to turn. His movements were slow, mechanical, accompanied by the sound of leather stretching and bones popping.
"Do not scream, Ian. Everyone on this bus died tonight."
"No, that's impossible. I'm alive. I'm standing right here."
The driver slowly raised a skeletal finger and pointed out the window. Ian followed the gesture, his blood freezing in his veins. On the side of the road, amidst a wreckage of twisted metal and glass, police lights flickered against the heavy fog. The wind lifted a white sheet covering a body on the asphalt. Ian saw the face. It was his own. Back on the bus, the realization hit him like a physical blow. The silence was no longer strange. It was his new reality. Slowly, every dead passenger turned their heads. Dozens of vacant, unblinking eyes fixed upon him in a silent, terrifying welcome.
"This bus always finds room for new passengers. Welcome home."
The bus vanished into a wall of fog, leaving only the sound of a distant, howling wind behind in the empty city. And every night, at exactly 11:45 p.m., the last bus still arrives. If you look closely at the window, you might see Ian sitting there, motionless among the dead. And now, he can never get off. If you ever see the last bus at night, would you dare to get on it? Subscribe for more dark legends.